Oh, you one of them
What was that, Sukhi?
I was gonna say you one of them Instagram influencers, isn't it, with those ring lights?
Oh yeah, it's a bad way to start the podcast, but we'll start the podcast like this. Yes, everyone, welcome back to another fantastic conversation on Friday Night Counter Attack. There we go. I have bought a ring light. I am blinded by what I'm looking at, and it's not Danny's WWE belt. It's not Sani's amazing teeth that he got whitened. It's not even Sukhi's England kit. Not sure. I was actually going to wear that same England kit today, but I chose Inter Milan for obvious reasons. It's actually the fact that I bought a ring light. I've finally become one of those guys, and I'm blinded, not by Stormzy's grace, but by this light and this electricity bill that I'll be paying over the next month as well, which is crazy to see. But yes, everyone, we are back. We're here talking about the Premier League draft of the season. We are going to have 5 of us in total talking about the Premier League as well. Let me introduce everyone so we can get straight into this one, and it's going to be a crazy ride for this podcast as well. So, you know him as the guy who's literally all over football social media right now. He is killing it in the game of football content creation with his daily skits, his vlogs, unbelievable content, and unbelievable work rate. It's not actually me, because I can't compete with this man's work rate and this guy's bank balance as well in terms of going to all these different events. So I'm going to have to give up for Sani, that sports guy. Sani, it's good to see you again, my friend. Last time we met in person at the Emirates. It was good to see you and have a chat with you. How's it been? How are you going?
Yeah, no, I'm going good. Very, very eloquent intro as always. I'm humbled by those kind words. Really appreciate it. And listen, it's a big episode, team of the season. Can't wait to get involved. And of course, big up the panel as well.
Big up the panel. We've obviously got someone else who's basically numero uno fan since day one. He actually came back from Mexico one day early from his trip to be part of this podcast. He is self-acclaimed champion of the drafts. I'm not sure. We'll have to see what the audience say after this, and even what we all say after this as well. It's Danny from Next Up Coaching. Danny, how are you doing again, my friend? It's good to see you this side of the pond.
We're doing really well. And you know what? At the end of this draft, you will acknowledge me. You will acknowledge my power. Come back from Mexico. I've got the 99 Barca shirt on just to sort of flex the authority. It matches the gold belt. I'm going to pull off a full promo for this draft. I'm coming with smoke. I've got my wise person behind the scenes. I've got my wise one, the Paul Heyman of it all, doing my research for my draft picks. And yeah, I'm ready to go.
Not ChatGPT. No.
Definitely not ChatGPT. I've got hired people behind the scenes to do some research for me. I definitely haven't sat there for the last 2 hours writing down names.
I don't believe you would be doing something like that. So it's quite believable as well. Someone who would be doing something like that is Sukhi. So Sukhi, it's good to have you back on the podcast after a couple of weeks. Good to see you. Are you looking forward to this draft? Because you and Danny are big fans of Filthy Fellas, and you've always been telling me, Hamza, let's do a draft. You're both in this draft because you're both here to flex your drafting skills. And it is Premier League team of the season this season. How are you looking forward to this one, Sukhi? What are we saying, man?
Oh, dude, looking excited to this one. It's going to be a stressful one, but I think Danny made a good point just early, because there's only a few of us. It's going to be some tasty teams, to be fair. So I'm looking forward to it and see who gets the best team.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good team. I'm someone who's always like, oh, you know what, I'll go last because I'm the host. But I think, I'm not sure. We may have to do like a little quiz or something before we crack on as well. So obviously tonight is a Champions League semi-final second leg between Real Madrid and Manchester City. Realistically speaking, I don't even want to ask you guys a question. We'll crack on. I'm going to go last. That's all I care about. I don't care. Well, actually, Lewis will come last because he's late. So Lewis is joining us when he's late, which is perfectly fine. Just for everyone who hasn't had a draft with us before, we're going to have a wild card pick, everyone from the beginning, from whatever position you want. There's a limit of 2 players per team for this one as well. And the fact that we all have to do it in a 4-3-3 formation, we are all going to have the same formation with different players. And obviously, you can't pick the same player as someone else, which is great fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. As well.
Just quickly, shout out to Filthy Fellas. I know they're still not as known as they should be. So if you haven't seen or heard of Filthy Fellas as well, I know I'm shouting out another podcast, but they're always talking about it on their podcast about how people do their concepts and don't shout them out. So shout out Filthy Fellas, shout out Tigo, Specs, everyone over there. So if anyone's watching this, then we're doing a good take on your part on your draft. So
just not PK Humble. There was a section in PK Humble when it's talking to Andy Cole about how easy it is to score a chance and saying it was 70-30. How's he arguing with Andy Cole, man? That was so crazy. He's like, I could score that. And then Andy Cole's like, are you telling me? One of the top goal scorers in Premier League history. I was like, nah, I did not respect that. But I did respect their Champions League draft from last season. That was iconic. And I love the fact they do different drafts with different people all the time. It's great fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing more from them. Obviously, pioneers in the football podcast game as well. Love watching their stuff. And Danny and Sukhi definitely have a lot of expectations. Sani, you and I can kind of relax with them, to be fair, because they're the ones who have always been badgering me since the turn of the year. Hamz, let's do a draft. Let's do a draft. Let's do a draft. So we're okay in this one, which is good fun. First things first, the way I'm going to decide it, Lewis is going last for this because he's late. I'm going to see who has more Instagram followers on their Instagram pages to see who's actually going to go first. So,
wow, bro, really? It's going to be my guy on the right. What are you doing?
Socialist.
Oh, I needed something quick to do it. Sani, you got
this is. What the fuck is this?
Sani, you got 1,400. Danny, you've got on your next up coaching, you got 646. I'm actually shouting out all your Instagram, so it's fine.
I've got 1,800, haven't I?
1,400, it said.
Is it?
Influencer's got he's rattled.
Always done it.
You bought 400 bots. Sani bought 400 bots just to go bots.
Why was it one? My Wi-Fi wasn't on.
Getting robbed? I was going to say, like, someone might have 1.5.
Sani, whatever it is, you're top. You've won this. You've won this.
Sani's got advertisements, man. He's got ad deals and all sorts, man.
Yeah. Pay to win. This is not a pay to win channel.
Sani, Sani's getting shouts from Sani's getting shouts from WWE wrestlers, from boxers. Lewis is on 684 with Cookie Podcast, and then Friday Night Counterattack. I think we're last. No, we're 737. Okay, so the order is
Boeing 737. Yeah,
47 is coming soon. So the order is Sani, then it's me, then it's Danny, then it's Lewis, then it's Sukhi. But because Lewis isn't here yet, Lewis is going last, which is all good.
Hamz, let me go last in it because I don't think Lewis has done a filthy draft before.
That's fine. I'll let you go. I'll let you go last. So Sani, obviously, first pick, 2 players per club for the Premier League season. Let's go. Take away, my friend. Where are we going with this one? Who's your first pick? Anywhere on the pitch.
Anywhere in the pitch. Easy choice. I'm going down the middle, up front, best striker in the league, best striker in the world. Erling Braut Haaland is my number 9.
Nicely done. So Erling Braut Haaland as well. Just a quick one from yourself, Sani. Did you expect Erling Haaland to have the impact that he had coming into Manchester City at the start of the season?
Well, I'm definitely not Rory from Chelsea, whatever channel he's from, but I definitely thought he'd get a lot of goals, more than 20. He's playing in a side that creates chances galore. It was only a matter of time until they got the perfect system for him, and they're playing beautiful football, creating chances galore. Listen, the fact he's got nearly 40, I didn't expect. I thought he'd probably get about 25 plus, but unbelievable season by Erling Braut Haaland. And the problem is now people are going to expect him to get the same next season, which isn't going to be the case. But who knows, with him, he might end up doing it again.
Yeah, it could be that for years to come now with Erling Haaland, Pep Guardiola, Kevin De Bruyne just creating chances galore for him as well, which is crazy. And everywhere on the pitch, they can create chances for him as well, even from back in Ederson's long goal kicks, which he does really, really well. But yeah, Erling Haaland, obviously number 1 choice for you. Lewis is joining the pod, which is fine. So he'll join on later on, which is fine. Who is it next? Was it me or was it Danny? It's me. I'm on 700,
yeah.
Which is fine. Hey, this is good. So if I have to start with my first wildcard pick, who do I pick? Because I want to go tactical with this. I have to go tactical with this. You know what? Actually, no, I can't go for him. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to be shameless and I'm going to go for him. I'm going for Harry Kane as my striker, as my wild card, as my number 9, because as of breaking news today, Ivan Toney has been banned for 8 months from all football because of his betting charges. It's come out today.
You can't be mentioning other players, bro. You can't do that in the draft.
I can't do that, but I wanted to shout to Ivan Toney because Ivan Toney's not playing football.
What a joke that is, by the way.
Kieran Trippier got banned for 4 weeks. Ivan Toney 8 months. It's mad.
Yeah, he's got a proper side hustle there, hasn't he? But it's all gone to shit.
Maybe
he can't even go and play non-league football. I was hoping he'd go play for like Darlington or something, but he's literally banned from all football for the next 8 months. Like he can't even train.
I mean, he can play.
He's back in Jan. Yeah.
Back in Jan. It's not too bad.
Not too bad. Come on.
Yeah. So everyone, make sure you're writing down your list as well or your teams, I should say, of who you've got. So obviously, my wild card is Harry Kane, being shameless from there. Lewis, we're doing this in terms of who's got the most followers from our Instagram account. So you're 4th. Sukhi will be last. Danny's next. So Danny, first choice on your wild card. You know the drill. Where in your team are you going to first?
I'm going KDB. You took
excellent
Harry Kane
shot.
out of my list.
Excellent shot.
Haaland and Kane gone. I've got to wait for my striker to come to me. I don't think my striker's going anywhere. So I'm pretty happy taking KDB as my 10, just putting him in behind the wingers and striker that I've got planned. So yeah, really happy with my choice there.
Nah, it's good to see. And obviously with KDB, Danny, I just wanted to kind of ask you, this hasn't been one of his vintage seasons, but when you've got a link up with Haaland and KDB as well, it looks a bit more like how the next few years for his career could actually go. Do you actually see him staying at Manchester City until he retires? Do you think he's going to be going down as a City legend like David Silva, Aguero, Yaya Toure company? Do you reckon he's the next in line for that, Danny?
Yeah, you've nailed it there. I was going to mention David Silva. I think he's looked at David Silva's career and gone, David Silva could have gone absolutely anywhere during his prime at Man City. I know he was a little bit old when he got there and, he spent his years there, but he could have gone to Real Madrid. He could have gone to Barcelona. I'm pretty sure De Bruyne, behind the scenes, there's probably talk of him going to those big clubs because everyone needs a De Bruyne type player. You look at Bayern Munich at the moment. I know they're putting all their trust in Musiala in the 10 and whoever plays there. But if you put KDB in that 10 spot with a dominant striker up front, who's saying that striker isn't going to get 10 more goals? But yeah, I think De Bruyne is going to stay at Man City.
And has cooked in the Bundesliga previously at Wolfsburg as well, which was amazing to see. And that's where Pep Guardiola really noticed the excellence and the brilliance of Kevin De Bruyne as well. So
he's a striker's dream. I think he's even a winger's dream. To be able to have that passing range. And as we've seen against like Madrid last week, to be able to pull off a strike every now and then from distance and, picking his spots, it's a no-brainer for me. He'd probably be my captain in this side as well, looking at it. So.
Sani, why have you been taken over by a beast? What's happening?
It's my cat.
What's your cat's name?
Mikey.
Mikey. Why have you not called him like Raphael, like Varane?
How many followers does Mikey have? I need to add Mikey to this draft.
I need Mikey and my cat Shuri to meet. I can't even lie. That would be such a sick link up. Both cats meeting. Mikey. Nah, Sani's preoccupied by Mikey. Sani, does Mikey have an Instagram account? Is he joining the draft?
Mikey does not, unfortunately.
Got to make him a TikTok or
he'd
something.
He'd probably have about 3K. He'd be taking the first pick. I don't know who he'd pick, but
He'd be paid promotions. That's what I'm saying with Mikey. Someone who's next on our draft is Lewis. Lewis is joining me in wearing an Inter Milan shirt. We did not color coordinate. It was absolutely fine. It's good to see you again, Lewis. I'm looking forward to your first draft. You and I have done a draft earlier this season for the best five-a-side Premier League team, so you've been warmed up for this as well. Me, you, and Salim did it earlier around March time, so you've got the preview. This is the full picture, my friend. What are we thinking for your first choice in your wild card for this one, Lewis?
Okay, who's already been taken?
Got Harry Kane for me, Erling Haaland for Sani, and Danny has taken Kevin De Bruyne.
Okay, no worries. I will take Martin Odegaard.
Oh, that's a shout. That's a good shout, that is. Kind of tailed off towards the end of the season, unfortunately, in terms of his impact over the game, but forever, I would say Arsenal have lacked this kind of player since probably Mesut Ozil in his prime. What an amazing shout that is from Martin Odegaard. What's been your favourite Martin Odegaard moment this season, Lewis, except the Chelsea game at Stamford Bridge, obviously, and at the Emirates as well?
To be honest with you, I couldn't pick a moment exactly, but it's just been nice to see him actually live up to the hype of what very few Real Madrid prospects end up doing. Yeah, especially, I think he was 15 or something like that when he signed for him. So I just think for him to step up, be the captain as well, I just think that he's really come on leaps and bounds. And I actually watched him against Ajax for Heerenveen when they got beat 5-1. I think he was about 18 then. And even then you could see that he was a cut above everyone there. I know it's the Eredivisie, but still, like, he has got better than probably what a lot of people thought he would have. So yeah, 100%. And if Arsenal won the league, potentially he would have won Player of the League. He would have been, Player of the Year. He would have won, definitely for me anyway, if they'd have won it.
Yeah, I would have said so as well. I mean, my favourite moment for Odegaard wasn't even one of his goals or assists. It was that game against Manchester United when he did that little flip and through to Granit Xhaka. That was a crazy moment as well. Xhaka didn't score, but it's just a crazy moment to see how much confidence he has as an Arsenal captain this season. And it's great to see how much he's actually done to develop himself from being a prospect to a wonder kid. And Danny, you and I know you love going through wonder kids every single season as well, but he's actually lived up to that potential as well. Pause. Sukhi, your turn.
Yeah, good job you said
Wildcard.
pause, bro.
Yeah, I didn't want it to be anything, nothing weird like that. It's a PG rated one today. So,
Cool.
what are you saying? Who's your wild card?
I'm going to the Brum side of Birmingham, the guy, the legend, the Jack the lad, Grealish at left wing.
I thought you were picking like a Villa player or something like that.
No. I don't think there's any. Oh, Ramsey in it. Yeah, Ramsey. Oh, sorry, my bad. Can't be mentioning players, but yeah.
Can't be mentioning. That's our little law there.
Yeah, that's the rule. Yeah, Grealish, left wing. I mean, yeah, that first season, he was a bit accustomed to Pep's system, but watching him now this season has been absolute flame. So definitely got to get him on the left-hand side.
What I love about Jack Grealish, and I'm pretty sure you guys will probably know as well, is the fact that he's become more than just being part of the system. He is the system in a way, always starting on that left wing for Manchester City, keeping out Phil Foden, especially after when Foden nabbed a hat-trick against Manchester United back in September, continuously always playing on the left wing. The right wing can always be rotated. Even De Bruyne can be rotated, but Jack Grealish has been a mainstay in this Manchester City side. His tracking back has been really good, really highlighted as well this season. But I think if Salim was on this podcast as well, he'd be singing his praises for ages, Jack Grealish. But because he's back from his little trip in Istanbul today, unlike Danny, who's joined us straight from his trip from Mexico, Salim isn't here for his little draft bit. So it is what it is. And Jack Grealish is a fantastic choice and someone who I definitely had as one of my 2 Manchester City picks. But we move back to going back to front with this one. So we're going goalkeepers. We're not doing it fully filthy fella style because for the fun of it, we're doing it in the order of goalkeeper, defender.
Oh, we are.
Attacker.
Oh,
we are.
That's interesting.
We are. Yeah, I don't like it for the editing purposes because I'm the one editing it. I don't like going through. Oh, here's a striker. Here's a defender. It's like goalkeeper. Defender,
okay, that's attacker. Interesting.
Right. Who started first? So Sukhi, you started last. So you go first with your goalkeeper, and then we'll
okay, goalkeeper. Now that you put a bit of a twist on this, especially from what me and Danny see on Filthy, it's a bit different. But I'll go with David Raya from Brentford as my keeper pick.
Excellent shout. I don't think he's the one to replace David De Gea. Sani, what do you reckon? Do you think he's going to be number 1 to replace David De Gea if you do get a new keeper this summer? What do you think?
No, I think there's better keepers out there. If you're going to spend the money that we're thinking of spending on a keeper, there's at least one keeper in the UEFA Champions League final who I'd probably go for. But let's see. Let's see how it goes. Handanovic from Inter Milan. Shout out. Needs to be done.
I'd go Onana. Did you see Onana the other day?
He obviously meant Onana. I was being sarcastic with Handanovic. Yeah.
I was about to say, I didn't know if he was like a sub goalkeeper for whatever reason this week. I said he had a quality performance, both legs.
He was great yesterday as well. Fantastic shot stopping ability Onana has, and distribution as well, of course, which is great. We can mention him because it's not part of the Premier League draft, which is great. So, Lewis, back to you. Goalkeeper wise, are you going to be backing one of your boys in blue in Chelsea, or are you going elsewhere in London for your goalkeeping pick? What are we saying?
Oh, mate, you don't want to be picking one of our goalkeepers.
Kepa made team of the season in the EA Sports draft. I have no idea how that happened. He probably paid someone to get his name in there. It's crazy how he got in there. Sorry, I don't like Kepa very much. But continue. Sorry.
I mean, no hate, but he's just not good enough, and definitely not him. But bit of a weird one. I just think it's a proper football manager signing, one that's maybe gone a bit under the radar. Keylor Navas at Nottingham Forest.
No, that was my pick. Damn it.
Same here. Oh,
that was my pick, man. I personally think Keylor Navas saved Nottingham Forest from relegation with how bad they were before the World Cup as well. So how his experience has kind of been held, and his shot-stopping abilities, penalty-saving ability as well. World-class goalkeeper playing at Nottingham Forest. Who would have thought? Keylor Navas, man. Amazing player. I don't know who to pick for goalkeeper now. It's Danny's turn anyway. So, yeah, Danny, goalkeeper.
Who are the 2 that have gone?
David Raya and Keylor Navas.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I'll go De Gea then. I'll take De Gea off everyone's hands. It was a mix-up between 2, but I thought De Gea would have gone earlier. He's going to win the Golden Glove somehow. If you look at this season, if we're talking about this season, he has to be there. Like, he has to be the best. I know he's got his defence in front of him and whatnot, and there's a couple of shouts for a couple other keepers. I hope they get mentioned. Otherwise, I'll throw the names out. But yeah, I'll take David De Gea in goal.
Nicely done. Now it's my turn. I'm going to happily go for someone who I think has been a key saviour for their own team as well. I think it's someone who, without them, especially mid-season, post-World Cup as well, they would be in Chelsea's position. But because of him making crucial saves at crucial times in the season, I'm going to go for Alisson. think Alisson's been slept on this season for Liverpool. I think he's been one of the best keepers, best all-round keepers I've seen this season, and it's just getting better and better and better. And Liverpool have an absolute gem on their hands for the next 3-4 years as a goalkeeper. The fact that the outside teams, the defence, have kind of let him down quite a lot. The midfield and the attack have let him down in away games a lot, especially during the winter period. Alisson's kept them in games, keeping draws from being defeats, keeping wins from being draws and defeats as well, especially against Arsenal as well. People remember when they drew 2-2, everyone's going on about Aaron Ramsdale. Sorry I mentioned it, but Alisson was just as equally as good in that game as well. It's just because the saves happened at the end of the game for Ramsdale early in the game. Alisson kept it in at 2-0, which kept it low down as well. But Alisson's my keeper between the sticks. Sani, where are we going with you for your goalkeeper?
Oh, it was tight. I was torn because there's one key keeper that hasn't really been mentioned, but you need to be smart in the 4-3-3, and I'm going with Emi Martinez. He's got 11 clean sheets. He's only conceded 36 goals. Listen, people might not like him, but he'll trigger you. He triggered everyone in the World Cup. Listen, he's a big reason why Villa have done well this season. Like I said, 36 goals conceded is pretty good going, to be honest.
Looks a different animal under Unai Emery as well between the sticks.
Hamz, come on, man. With that, Villa play with 2 lines of back 4, man. Come on.
They're still pretty good defensively under Unai Emery. That's his mantra, isn't it? Like, that's how he does really, really well. And we said earlier this season, Unai Emery may have been really good for Chelsea to go to as opposed to Aston Villa, but Aston Villa are where they are for a reason, and it's because of Emi Martinez in the sticks, and obviously Unai Emery being their new manager as well. We're gonna go to right back, so obviously I'll just keep changing the way that we're going all the time. So Danny, you start us off with your first choice right back, then we're gonna go to left back and then centre back. So everyone's right back first. So Danny, where are we going for your first choice right back?
It's actually me, yeah? I thought, okay, cool. All right, cool. I'll annoy everyone with this. I'll go Kieran Trippier.
Oh.
I'm sitting here going like, I'm gonna have to find like because I was third in the order, and then I was third
I thought it was going to go back to me first. I thought that's how they're going to do
it. Which is Hamz is just throwing curveballs at us. Look,
It's got to be done.
I'll take Trippier. A lot of the picks, if whoever gets the first pick for their position is going to have a lot of like, look, enough said. I think if Newcastle get top 4, which they probably will, I want to say, with the results and the games they've got coming up. What a season Eddie Howe has done, and Trippier came obviously from Atletico Madrid to a side where he's just come for the money. Well, look, they've done bits. So yeah, Kieran Trippier is my right back.
Sukhi, would you say Kieran Trippier has elevated his game from being a Spurs player to being a Newcastle captain and leading them to Champions League for the first time since 2002? What do you think, Sukhi?
Big time, mate. I think getting dropped in that Champions League final. Oh, sorry, he didn't get dropped in Champions League final, but I think he was close to getting dropped. But I think from then, Poch didn't really rate him that much, and he wanted to get him replaced. And then he went to Atletico Madrid, learned how to be with kind of Simeone, that defensive side, having that fitness, won that kind of league title, La Liga with him that season. Now he's kind of bodied all of that into like one, gone to Newcastle. Now he's a kind of leading captain, and you see some of the assists that he's got this season, outrageous. So always a quality player, but again, defensively, if you have a player like Mane, he's always gonna have his number. So I think next season will be interesting the way that Newcastle will start having to kind of be more expressive if they want to kind of hit the top level of the league. So it'll be interesting to see how he can defend 1v1, especially now he's getting a bit older. But from a player point, especially from Spurs to Atletico Madrid to now Newcastle, he's been fantastic quality. So he's what you need from a right back, right? So you can't go wrong with that pick.
Excellent shout. Sukhi, you're second on your right backs. Go for it, my friend.
I'm going to have to take the spider from United, Wan-Bissaka.
Nice choice.
Got to get it defensively sound, yeah.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I love it. Great shout there. Lewis, right back.
Everything right at home, yeah?
What?
It's all right, bro.
Wan-Bissaka.
I mean, I could have chose someone else, but I need someone to defend, you know what I mean? I don't want to get the flack for the other guys. Do you see what I mean?
One-on-one specialist right there. Silence Mitoma at Wembley. That's all I'm saying. He silenced him. The dribbling expert.
He did take my pick, He did take my pick. So.
He probably took everyone's pick. We've got to find alternatives now. So Danny's kind of ruined us for this right back one. But yeah, obviously you're going for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Lewis, right back. Who are we going with, my friend?
Right back. I think this is one that's maybe gone a little bit under the radar, and I thought he probably would have been picked by now, but I'm going to go for Kyle Walker.
Excellent shout. I mean, with the fact that Kevin De Bruyne is now playing as a right midfielder sometimes, and you've got that 3-2-4-1 formation, we don't know where everyone's kind of going, but Kyle Walker slept on, in my opinion, probably one of the best right backs we've seen in the last 10 years of the Premier League. So excellent shout there with Kyle Walker. Sani, right back. Where are we going, my friend?
Oh, it's tight. There's two names on here. I can pick one, but he's so shit defensively. But I'm gonna go with the other person that's on my radar, and that is Kenny Tete for Fulham.
No! Ah, that was mine.
Listen,
That's a good pick.
he's got 6 assists. He's been fantastic for Marco Silva's team as well. I saw
10
the first
clean
game.
sheets as well this season as well.
Yeah,
Kenny Tete.
he's only got 9 actually. But the thing is, like, for that first game against Liverpool, you saw what Fulham were about. You're like, okay, they've got a chance of staying up here. And Tete had an absolute amazing game. And listen, this draft's going to get interesting. And I had to pick someone like Tete because I might want to pick a Liverpool player somewhere else. So Tete for me, right back.
No, absolutely fine. Kenny Tete, fantastic player and underrated right back this season as well. Definitely deserved to be in the team of the season, in my opinion. Right back, just because I want to get rid of this team straight out, he's definitely been one of their standout players this season. Someone where he elevates the team head and shoulders when he's in the team compared to when he's out of the team. I'm picking Reece James. He's my right back for this one. And he's been injured this season as well, on and off over the season. But whenever he's in the team, he makes such a big difference to Chelsea Football Club. And Lewis, you and I have spoken, we've raved about him actually this season so far. So I'm happily picking Reece James as my right back in this side as well. There was one or two probably right backs I could have picked. I'm not racist. Right backs I could have picked there. But I need the teams for later on as well. Left backs. Sani, start us off. Who's your first choice left back?
I think he's probably been the best left back in the league. But then I am torn. But I'm just gonna, because I'm just looking at the Arsenal players left really as well. I'm gonna go Zinchenko as my left back.
Zinchenko. Excellent shout.
Legend.
I mean, if you want someone who's going to cry on the bench for you, really good shout there as well. And someone to take over your team huddles when Odegaard's like, what the hell? That's my job.
I was so close to picking this other player, but let's see if he gets mentioned first.
Let's see. I'll go second on this one. I'm going to pick someone who I think has been definitely underlooked and I think has got to be appreciated. If I was Salim, I'd appreciate him like I appreciate him every single week watching this guy play. He's been one of the best January signings I've seen this season. Alex Moreno for Aston Villa is my left back. Because when they had Lucas Digne in there as well, wasn't really playing properly. Sukhi shaking his head, but I'm like, you know what? 3 Premier League assists, 8 clean sheets this season as well. He's been a mainstay in that team and kept Lucas Digne out the team and especially kept out 38, 39-year-old Ashley Young from playing left back as well. So Alex Moreno, I'll happily take you in my team, my friend. Lewis, left back. Where are we going with yours?
Left back. So I'm going to the seaside and I'm picking Estepinian. I think for someone who
great shout
replaced Cucurella, who's found it hard at Chelsea this year, he's just fit in very easily and he's acting like he's played in the league for years. And I think that if Brighton are to let him go at some point, which I don't think they will do in the near future, but I think they can get quite a lot of money for him given what he's already done.
I mean, you never know with Brighton. They sold Cucurella after one season. If they sell Estepinian for another 50 million as well, they could have another left back waiting in the wings. Good shout there with Estepinian. Danny, how about you? Left back. Where are we going with this one?
I had Estepinian on my list just because I thought we were doing the whole you can pick anywhere position. So I thought a lot of Brighton players are going to go. Because a lot of teams this year have had absolute stinkers. Literally, the performances stinks. There's only a couple of teams you can really choose from. Question: can I play players out of position?
No.
That's fine. I'll go.
Can't be playing Rashford at left back. This isn't Jose Mourinho's draft.
It's fine. I'll go West London. I'll go Rico Henry.
Good shout. He was on my list as well. 10 clean sheets this season as well. Unreal for Brentford.
A couple of assists. I'll take Rico Henry and he's only 25 as well. A lot of people think he's older. I would take Henry at West Ham in a heartbeat. I know he won't want to leave.
West for East.
Brentford, but yeah, I'll go Rico Henry left back. Nice and easy.
Football Manager legend as well. Incredible. Sukhi left back. Are you going to go for a Spurs player this time or not really?
How no? Come on, man. Defensively.
Not defensively. Offensively. You had Aaron Wan-Bissaka at the back, so I was thinking you may want an attacking left back this time. Where are we going?
Well, yeah, but there's one that I've been impressed with. I think going back to West London, Fulham, Antoine Robinson.
Yeah.
I've been watching him. He's been consistently quality, the way that he's been playing in that Fulham system, the way that he kind of bombs those runs when Willian's there trying to cut in. And I think they've done quite well this season as a team. One of those kind of hidden teams that you didn't expect to be mid-table. You expect them to get relegated, but I think he's kind of been a bit of a gem in that team. You don't really goes unnoticed, but yeah, quality player for Fulham this season at left back.
Nicely done. Everyone's done their left backs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all good. Right, Lewis, start us off with your first choice centre back.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go to Newcastle. I know a Newcastle player in Trippier's already been taken, who was on my list, but I'm gonna go for someone who I knew prior to him coming to Newcastle, but it's Sven Botman. I think that he's provided a level of stability and calmness at the back for them, and he's something that's quite hard to find in the modern game. That's a competent left-footed centre half that you can trust to stick a foot in, and he's not the fastest, and he'll probably be the first to say that, but his level of reading the game and his positioning is just, it's second to none. And I think that he's a really good player. And I think he was only like 28 million, something like that with add-ons. So depending on where they finish, I don't think it'll be any higher than like 35. So great business.
Exactly. And the fact that he almost went to AC Milan last summer as well from Ajax, and he ended up going to Newcastle, it goes to show in a way he's made the right move, because with AC Milan, he may not even got into that starting 11. I think after yesterday's game, he definitely would have, but debatable choice there, but definitely not debatable to go to Newcastle and elevating their own game at the back as well. Sukhi, first choice centre back. Where are we going? Definitely not Spurs. I know for a fact it's not Spurs.
I mean, yeah, I won't say it, but I'm gonna go to City. Choose my second pick at the draft. I'm gonna go with Akanji. Been super impressed with him. I know he's played a bit of a kind of inverted centre back role, but he's been decent this season. Just watching him. Yeah, just again, one of those, like I said about Grealish, that first season, just kind of getting embedded into the system. And then this year, it's just been breath to none when he's fitted into that team, especially playing that weird formation of 3-2-4-1. But he's taken to it like a duck on water in the Premier League. So yeah, going to choose as my first choice centre back.
Bargain as well. What was he signing? What, £14 million? Euros? Something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. It's crazy. Sani, your first choice centre back. Where are we going?
Can I just say one thing? Word? Like seriously, like word?
What?
Serious? Like Akanji. Okay. You going City. You were going City. I was like, I didn't take him, but all right, cool. We'll go with it. Okay.
Sukhi's doing an anti-draft.
This is mad.
Sukhi's,
all right,
cool. Sukhi's had no research to do. Sukhi's just playing FIFA and just finding, you go quick sell 700 coins.
It's going somewhere around for his next pick as well.
Nice speed. I need speed, man.
Mad. Okay, first choice centre back. To be fair, I think any of the Newcastle boys will be fine in this team, because Botman's done a job, but so is Shah. Because everyone thought Fabian Shah's dog shit, and this season he's done an absolute great job for Newcastle. So
he's just needed that partner with him, and that's worked really well for Fabian Shah as well. Fantastic.
Fabian Shah for me.
Nice choice. Danny, first choice centre back.
All your teams stink so far. Just throw that out there. They stink. Right, nice and easy. I'm going to go to Lewis Dunk.
Fucking hell.
Oh, Lewis Dunk.
Lewis Dunk.
What a player. You can look at the stats. One of the best centre-backs in the league this year.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm going by speed stats. You're going by Prem stats. I like it.
12 Premier League clean sheets this season as well. So it's an all-time high for Brighton and Hove Albion with Lewis Dunk at the back. Insane. I'm going to go for my first choice centre back, and I'm going to pick my first Arsenal player. I'm going to go for William Saliba. He's going to be my first choice. Saliba. Yeah, William Saliba is my guy. He's definitely elevated Arsenal's game from last season whenever they would have like a little injury or a niggle, they would just crumble. But William Saliba, when he's in the team as well, as opposed to working with Gabriel, I think there's been one of the best signings this season so far. Actually, he came a couple seasons ago, didn't he? He just went on loan all the time. But the fact that he's actually been one of the best new boys in the Premier League this season, we have to shout out William Saliba in this kind of sense as well. And yeah, that's everyone's first choice centre-backs. I'm going to take reign on the second one as well. And my second choice centre-back, I think I'll go to Manchester United. Yes, I'm going to Manchester United, and I'm choosing Lisandro Martinez, who I believe is Manchester United's best signing of the season so far. Because for someone who's been watching Harry Maguire for the last 4 years, I've had to endure going to watch Manchester United give up leads, unfortunately, more times than not. This season, he's been part of that 7-0 defeated team as well. I'm not going to deny that, but everyone was in that team. But realistically speaking, Lisandro Martinez has been a breath of fresh air for Manchester United fans. Having a ball-playing centre-back who can play out from the back properly, who can actually beat the press. Everyone was going on about certain centre-backs at Man United who need to leave, but we've got someone who's actually come in at the manager's request and has done really, really well this season. His injury kind of defeated us in a way against Sevilla when he got injured. I think it was 2-0, Sani, wasn't it? And then after that, it just went to 2-2, knocked out the Europa the week after, struggling to recover defensively. And we've had to play another player out position to play at centre-back as well, because our main centre-back, our most expensive centre-back ever, again, not mentioning names, and our club captain can't do a job for us. So I'm picking someone who can do a job for us every single game week when he is fit. Lisandro Martinez and William Saliba make up my back two, my centre-backs.
Signing of the season, but I mean, if that's in a season with Weghorst and Anthony, do you know what I mean? It's not hard, is it?
Still signing of the season. I'm happy to take it because it's still winning by default in a way, which is good fun.
Clown Central is literally a circus over in Manchester.
It is. You got an Avram Glazer go to the women's FA Cup final after it was his decision to get rid of the women's team when he came in as owner. So that is the big clown right there in Avram Glazer as well. Danny, take us away. Centre-back two. Who are we going for? Are we going to East London?
I'm liking this. We're not going to East London. I could have had the big boy from East London.
I was thinking of him. I can't lie.
But I'm going to go to probably Chelsea's saviour this season, and I'm going to go in Thiago Silva.
Nice. Lewis, talk to me about Thiago Silva like you have done all the time. Has he literally stopped you from being in that relegation fight because of his continued presence at the back for Chelsea?
I mean, yeah, basically, yeah. But no, Thiago Silva's a legend, 100%, and I love him. And I don't know if anyone's seen the tifo, I want to say, for lack of a better term, but he got a big like mosaic at Chelsea at both ends of the ground, and he said that he's going to stay for another season, so he'll be staying until he's 39, which is absolutely mental because he's still one of the best centre backs in the league.
Head and shoulders above so many players. It's crazy to see. But yeah, Lewis, I know your heart has been broken by Danny, who's literally just Zach has basically stolen something from you, from your soul, basically. Take away your second centre back, my friend. Where are we going? And it's not Thiago Silva, obviously.
I'll tell you what, it's actually quite poetic that you came to me there, because what's due to be Chelsea's past in the near future will be Chelsea's future, and that's Levi Colwell. I think that this boy is going to be a top centre-back, and De Zerbi said the other day that he wishes that he could work with him for the next 4 years. He's that good, and again, he's very hard to find, left-footed centre-back, athletic, very calm on the ball, and very calm in very high-pressure situations, and he'll come straight back into Chelsea's squad next year. They've already said that Pochettino said he's going to come straight into the team, so can't wait to see that next year.
Excellent shot, Levi Colwell. Sani, second choice centre-back. Where are we going?
Fair, I was going to go Thiago Silva, but I'm throwing a bit of a red herring here.
Can you do us a rendition of Dave's Thiago Silva with your mic?
No, I can't. I'll be honest with you. I don't really listen to Dave, to be honest, but that's just me. Yeah, but
you had the mic there. I thought it was a good setup. There.
I think with this player, I think he's a very, very good centre back. He's just been relegated, and if a team doesn't sign him, I'll be very surprised. And I'm going Bella Kotchap as my other centre back.
When he wasn't injured, he was a really, really good player to watch. Him and another centre-back, I should say, for Southampton. Both two young centre-backs did really, really get well against Manchester City and Liverpool earlier this season in the big games. And Chelsea as well, I think, at St. Mary's Stadium. So big shout out there for Bella Kotchap as well.
Straight to West Ham. Get him to the bowl.
Not a bad move.
No one's going near that.
not a bad move for Bella Kotchap. Probably fourth choice centre back there, but it is what it is. I would say
European champions, mate.
Yeah, probably could. They're not going in the Super Cup. I was going to say it'd be quite cool to have seen them in the Super Cup against Man City if they were Europa League ones, but it's conference, isn't it? Big shame. Sukhi, finish off your centre back pairing for us, please.
It's a bit of a difficult one, this is, because you've been leaking goals in the Prem this season as a collective for all teams. So I'll probably just take an Arsenal pick on one and take the other centre-back partnership there, Gabriel. Again, probably Saliba's obviously the better choice out of the two, but I think just for what Arsenal needed, a left-footed centre-back that's actually solid. It's actually got a bit of pace that can actually chase the striker. So I think they've hit the nail on the head there with a left-footed centre-back. That's, I think, compared to what they had before Pablo Mari. They finally found an upgrade on that kind of position, but I don't think he'll be there for that long. I think he'll end up becoming third choice over time. It depends on what they do this summer. But I think for this season, the way that him and Saliba have kind of solidified a partnership there, again, as typical Arsenal do, bottle it towards the end of the season with an 8-point lead. But again, throughout the majority of the season, he's been fairly decent. So I'll put him as my second choice.
Excellent shout. And your first choice we're going to go defensive midfielder, then 2 centre midfielders, however you want to do. Then we'll go to our remaining positions as well. So CDM, Sukhi, start us off. Where we go?
Cool. I might as well take my other Arsenal pick. So I want to go with Thomas Partey.
Ooh.
Yep. I've seen this guy live when he came to Tottenham Stadium, and that fucking banger that he scored. And then there was another one where he absolutely rattled the shit out of our crossbar. And I've been just watching him playing in the way that Arsenal playing that system with triangles, the way that he was just passing the ball, moving along, defensively solid, taking the ball off players. It was one of those kind of solid DM performances, but I think he's been consistent throughout the season. Again, unfortunately with the injuries now and again, and it does look like that it looks like he's going to get replaced really from Declan Rice if he does come. Sorry, my bad, done it again. But you know what I mean. So yeah, as a DM, he's been pretty sound, but he might not be there for that long. Who knows?
We never know with Arsenal Football Club. Nah, great shout out Thomas Partey as well. I'm pretty sure one of us had him in their team as one of the Arsenal picks as well. Sani, centre defensive mid. Where are we going with yours?
I'm so happy he didn't pick this guy, because for me he's the best central defensive midfield player in the world, and that is Rodri. Unbelievable player. For me, I know people rate him as well, but sometimes he goes under the radar, especially in that Man City midfield. And sometimes you see performances from other defensive midfielders in the league, in the world, and he's the best in the world. But Rodri just does his business, and amazing what he's going to be doing in my team, especially taking that ball in the half turn. Oof, amazing choice.
I just never got why Rodri was centre back at the World Cup in Qatar. That just baffled me. He was on form going into it. Last season was an amazing season for Rodri as well, and even just this season, just carrying on, dictating Arsenal in that crucial title game at the Etihad Stadium, and he allowed Arsenal to just run ragged around him. And Rodri is definitely one of the players that will definitely be an MVP for this season and definitely be remembered for a long time by Man City fans for what he's done to replace Fernandinho in that centre defensive midfield role. Fernandinho doesn't play football anymore in England, so it's all good. Danny, centre defensive mid, where are we going with you? Have I just teed you up for one of your favourites?
I've got a lot of choices. In terms of winning this competition, I've got to go for him. He's not going to be my favourite player when he leaves at the end of the season. If he doesn't bring us a stack load of cash, then I'm going to be upset. I don't think... no, I can't say anyone else. I'll go Declan Rice. Declan Rice, my CDM.
Is he definitely worth 100 milli?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can clip it. 2 years ago,
you said the same thing.
2 years ago, I said he'd be a 100 million player.
You actually did as well. Like episode 4 or something we did. It's crazy. So it's coming to a fruition as well. And David Moyes still is your manager. You all laughed at me. You're not laughing anymore, are you?
Wait. Danny, you reckon he's going to go for 100 mil this summer transfer window?
Yeah, well, near of. I think it'll be... I saw the Arsenal 92 million. I saw 80 million plus Smith Rowe, which I'm very happy with. I'd rather he go abroad. I'd rather he go to Bayern Munich or to Madrid or somewhere not in England, where I don't have to see him every week and sort of cry. But yeah, I think he's going to be West Ham's next big prospect that leaves the club, and we can't replace him. So,
is he definitely someone who has been one of your most outstanding players to elevate you to like European football year on year?
Oh, absolutely. Even on his worst performance, he still is probably the best player on that West Ham pitch. There's been times this year when we've been leaking goals, and there's been like his percentage of tackle rate or breaking up the play has been more than 50%. Aerial presence, huge. He can drop into centre half when we need to. I think he is a 100 million player. He's the most versatile DM in terms of getting forward, getting back, and playing different positions. I reckon if you needed a right back at any given point, I reckon he could fill in and do that job as well. So whatever team gets him will be a lucky team. I think it will be City. I think they'll do the 30 million, or they'll do the 60 million plus Phillips to get rid of Calvin Phillips off their hands, and we need a DM. So I think that would be the easy option. But if not, then I hope he goes to like Bayern Munich. So
good shot there. Defensive mid for me, I'm going to go for someone. I'm going to the Northeast as well. I'm going to Newcastle United. I'm going to someone who they bought last season in January when they kind of bought Kieran Trippier. And I remember just talking about this guy, thinking this guy's an absolute gem coming from Lyon to Newcastle, and he's just elevated their midfield game every single game that he's played. He was missed in the Carabao Cup final as well. He didn't miss the suspension. He came back for it, but he missed a few games before then. And Newcastle started to leak goals a bit in that period of time as well when he wasn't there. Bruno Guimaraes is my pick for centre defensive mid, overlooked player this season, and someone who I think will be appreciated in a couple of years. It's probably another £100 million player for a centre defensive midfielder as well, and definitely Mr. Reliable for Newcastle as the seasons progressed as well. Eddie Howe's main man in midfield. Lewis, your choice for centre defensive mid, and then you get first choice for your attacking mid going forward. So CDM, then your first choice is next centre mid as well.
Oh, very nice. So my CDM is someone, again, I think it's probably gone a little bit under the radar. It's Palhinha that plays for Fulham. I think this guy is not going to be at Fulham for very long. I can see him playing Champions League football in the near future once again, because he was playing Champions League football with Sporting, so he's already shown that he can play at that level. I think that he would really suit, if I was to pick someone off the top of my head, Liverpool down to the ground. I think that, especially with 4 competitions, he could really help a big 6 side out 100%. And he'll probably cost you about 50 million or so. So I think he's worth every penny, though.
Excellent shout with João Paulinho as well. Again, Portuguese international, done the business at Sporting Lisbon, won them the league, coming into Fulham, potentially getting them into Europe as well. Great shout, Lewis. And where's your first choice for your centre mid? Because you've gone for a centre mid already. So just to complete your midfield, you've got João Paulinho, you've got Martin Odegaard. Who's going to be your final midfielder, Lewis?
Yeah, it's going to be a very balanced midfield now, and it's someone who's already won something this season. He's probably won the biggest thing you can ever win, and that's the World Cup. And that's Alexis McAllister. I thought you were going to say won the Carabao Cup and you picked someone from Man United, but I'm glad you didn't. So it's all good. Yeah, Alexis McAllister, again, someone who's not going to be around at that club for very long. I think that, again, he could go to Liverpool very soon. And I think that whoever gets him is going to be very lucky, because he's a winner. He's technically fantastic. And yeah, just what a classy footballer, and deserves to get a big move, 100%.
Great shout with Alexis McAllister as well. I think he's someone who could actually end up going to Man United or Chelsea. He can go to anywhere he wants in the world because he's got the quality as a number 8 and as a number 10 as well. So great shout with Alexis McAllister there. Danny, you picked Kevin De Bruyne, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I need someone to partner him, and I'm torn between whether I go with the same team and leave my striker to do the talking, or go somewhere else and then use the striker. And I think I'm going to go same team. I'm going to go Ilkay Gundogan as my secondary midfield player. So midfield.
Is he your second Man City player as well? Then
he is my second Man City player. Yeah. So that leaves me without. I mean, I was looking at Foden, but I know we mentioned him earlier, so I can talk about him. Yeah. I think this season, is he becoming a failed wonder kid? Who knows?
Don't think so.
Not looking at the players in that area, I think I want someone that's going to be in and out, and I think this weekend definitely solidified it for me. So midfield 3 of Gundogan, Rice, and De Bruyne. That is solid.
That could be literally Pep's starting lineup from literally August next season as well, which is crazy to actually think about and say out loud as well. But Ilkay Gundogan, the clutch midfield that always comes into effect for the title races for Manchester City as well. Yes or no from everyone? Is he the greatest German footballer the Premier League has ever seen? Sukhi, no. Yes or no?
Go to Sukhi. Go Sukhi.
Sukhi, we spoke about this earlier this season. Yes or no? What do you think?
No. I think we already had this discussion before, didn't we, on another podcast?
I literally just said that, but no. Sani, yes or no? What are we saying? I can't think of another German.
I think personally, yes. Just in terms of what he's won, impact.
I think another German.
Yeah, not like that, Lewis. Come on now. We got really good.
Does Michael Ballack play rugby?
Michael Ballack wasn't here as long as Gundogan, though. So.
Doesn't matter. He won the double in his first year.
Gundogan could win the treble. If he wins the treble, I think it will eclipse Michael Ballack.
And 3 in a row as well.
Repeat. Yeah. Ballack was class at Chelsea as well, but I don't know. It's definitely not Ron Zieler, former Manchester United goalkeeper, and Bastian Schweinsteiger definitely doesn't get it in there as well. So Lewis and Danny have completed their midfields, which is great. Now it's time for Sukhi to start with your first centre midfielder of the 2 outside of your holder midfielder. So where are we going with this one, Sukhi?
You guy, man. Put north side, me, Sophie, Bruno Fernandes. Got to get him in.
Needed to be done. someone who's created the most amount of chances in the Premier League this season as well. Someone who you've probably broken both mine and Sani's hearts just by selecting him as well, and someone who we've appreciated all kind of season long as well. The fact that he's not scoring as many goals as he had over the last few years, but is being more of a creator from the wide positions, from deeper positions as well, being a kind of utility man for Erik ten Hag this season as well has been fantastic. And I'll always remember his fantastic second goal, his half volley against Tottenham Hotspur back in October, November time as well. That was a fantastic moment for Bruno Fernandes for me as well. So Bruno Fernandes, and who have you got in your centre mid? CDM, Sukhi?
I've got another one to choose yet because I chose a left winger, didn't I? My wild card.
But who was your CDM?
Thomas Partey.
Partey and Bruno Fernandes in the midfield.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Right, for me, I'm going to go for my first choice on my attacking midfielders as well. I'm going for someone who's probably going to end up relegated, I would say. It's more or less looking like he's going to be relegated. But they would have got relegated back in like April or March without this guy's goals and assists, his impact in the season so far. 10 Premier League goals this season, 9 Premier League assists. He's someone that really should have been playing at the World Cup for England. It's James Maddison. James Maddison has to be in my team, and he has to be someone who has to move to a Champions League level club next season. He's literally been the guy that's kept Leicester City afloat. Not Dean Smith, not John Terry, not even Brendan Rodgers from earlier. It was James Maddison's FC for the whole season. And I'd like to see him move to a bigger and better club next season as well. But James Maddison and Bruno Guimaraes is in my midfield. Sani, obviously, because you're last, you get the 2 picks in a row. So you've got your 2 centre midfielders choices to go for.
Oh yeah, that was tough, man. Like I was going to go with Maddison myself. I could have gone with this other player who's playing very good for another club, but seeing as I need an attacking midfielder, I'm going to go, and you guys might think he doesn't play here, but I'm going to go Leandro Trossard. He's been fantastic, not only for Brighton, but even when he got his move for Arsenal, people talk about January transfers and they don't really turn up many times. But listen, he's done a great job for Arsenal, and I think he's going there in my midfield. And alongside him, I want some box-to-box presence, and it has to be, I'm surprised he hasn't been picked, to be honest with you, but going to Brighton, and I am selecting Caicedo, who is a fantastic player. Fantastic player. How Arsenal didn't try and get him in January, I don't know. And this summer is going to be a bidding war for that guy because he's fantastic.
Nah, I mean, he's a fantastic player to watch as well. I mean, the fact that Moises Caicedo, he came for like £3 million from Ecuador, now could be worth again 80-90 million pounds as well in his own side. Just unreal to see how well he's done in the Premier League this season as well, and a fantastic player to watch going forward. My second choice for my midfield, just to complete it, you know what? I'm gonna go for someone fun, actually. I'm gonna go for someone who I think has been quite enjoyable to watch this season and had a kind of second wind at the second half of the season. I'm going for Eberechi Eze, Crystal Palace. 10 goals, 3 assists, re-emergence from the Roy Hodgson this season. Who knew that Roy Hodgson was the man to actually unlock Eze's potential this season? I think it's been fantastic to what has really gone into in the Premier League as well. I think he should be playing for a bigger club moving forward. We're saying this about a lot of players because they've had amazing seasons, but Eze is someone who just brings a bit more flair to the game, and I would like to see a bit more flair in the side that I've got. So I've got Eze, I've got Maddison, I've got Guimaraes in my midfield. Sukhi, complete your midfield for us, my friend.
Ooh, it's a tough one. I didn't know we were doing that, putting wingers in the middle.
Eze's not a winger. Plays centre mid.
Nah, he's a winger, mate. Don't try that. Try that. And you just did the same with Trossard, man. Come on, man. Behave.
Okay. No, fair enough. I'll get rid of Eze then.
No. Keep it.
No. I don't want to be a fraud.
No, if that's the case, I'll get mine out.
I'll take mine out.
Listen, VAR, it's tricky. Yeah, it's tricky.
Okay, VAR. Let's VAR.
We'll take it out.
I'll take Trossard out. Trossard out.
I'll take Eze out as well.
I'm going Morgan Gibbs-White then.
That's fine. If you're going for Morgan Gibbs-White, I'll go for Casemiro. Go 2 CDMs with that one as well. So, actually, no. I'm not going to go for Casemiro. I'm going to go for.
No, you went for him now. Come on.
Okay,
that's fine. Fraud watch. You are on fraud watch.
I'm on fraud watch. I get to edit this back as well, so no one's going to hear this, so it's fine. But yeah, Casemiro, James Maddison, Bruno Guimaraes makes up my midfield. Obviously, Sani, you've got Morgan Gibbs-White. I reckon he's been £40 million well spent from all the players that Nottingham Forest support.
Good, especially the last couple of weeks as well. He's been very, very key for them.
Definitely. No, it's great to see. Go on, Sukhi. Finish off your midfield. Then we're on to our attack.
So I was going to say big up to both of you there for sorting that out, man. I'll rate that.
I mean, VAR was there to stop us, so shout out to VAR.
I mean,
it worked for a change.
I didn't say first off. I just wanted to see, but Sani was prepared. I like that.
I was prepared as well.
But yeah,
in a way.
I'm going to go with Newcastle Joe Willock. I think watching him.
Joe Willock plays as left mid. He's not. He plays as a winger.
Man, he's playing centre mid, bro. Check it.
Joe Linton with Mahrez, Longstaff is their midfield. Willock is left mid.
No way, bro. No way.
No, I'm not allowing that. If you're not allowing us Trossard and Eze, Willock has been left mid.
They battered a 6-1. Give me that in it. 5th. Come on.
Nah, I'm not allowing you that. That's not allowed.
Yeah, you are. Like, I'm googling it right now where he's played all season.
Left mid. Joe Linton's been in the middle. So Maximan's been on the bench because Joe Willock has been killing it.
Not been playing in the middle all season. Will they be rotating it between the two?
I don't think
Hold on. VAR.
VAR. Go, Danny.
Find your backup player. You may have to go for like someone from.
I've got my backup player. No.
That's
in the last 3 games on Flash Scores, he's played in midfielders and midfield 3.
Last 3 games. It's not 3 games. He's been playing like 34 games this season.
But hang on. Okay, I'll keep going.
Well, you check it.
The last 5 games he's played in that middle, like that left midfield position, like this one here. The left of the midfield 3.
Nah, that's cool. No doubt. If you want to go for it, we'll go for it. I'll allow you that. Lewis, are we allowing that?
Do a vote in it. Do a vote between you, man.
To be fair, I thought he was a centre mid anyway, so I thought he'd been a converted winger by Howe. I know he's got a little fetish for that. He did it with Joe Linton.
He has done it a few times. Almiron as well. But no, yeah, Joe will look absolutely fine with that then, which is all good. All right, so we're going left to right with this one. I've got left wing, right wing, striker. Got 10 minutes until we have to go, obviously. So we're going to wrap this up. Left wing for me, I'll start us off nice and easy. Actually, no. We did right back to left back, so I'm not going to change the rules now. Right mid, then left mid, then striker. So who's picked their right mid? No one? No one's got a wild card for right mid? That's fine. Lewis, you've been waiting a while. Who's your first choice right mid? Where are we going?
So I'm going to go for someone who, again, I think has gone under the radar this year, and it's Mohamed Salah.
No. He's not gone under the radar at all. Nowhere near under the radar. 19 Premier League goals this season has not gone under the radar. Don't lay up like that ever again, Lewis. How dare you?
It is. For him, 19 is going under the radar with 2 games left. I'm sorry, especially when, again, one year he got 32. And like I said, it's not normal. And Liverpool haven't been great this year. And Salah's one of the main reasons that they've won, I think it's the last 9 in a row, 8-9 in a row. So, yeah, Salah straight in there.
Nicely done. Danny, where are you going for your first choice right mid?
I think I'm going to get the same reaction from people. I'm going to go Bukayo Saka.
Is that your second Arsenal player?
No, that's my first Arsenal player.
The
rest of Arsenal stink, to be quite frank.
That's fine.
The bottle job. But I'll take Saka as my first Arsenal player.
Nice shot there. Sukhi, first choice right mid. Where are we going?
Fucking hell, both of you taking my picks, man. Oh shit, it's a tricky one, you know. Don't want to take him. Really don't want to take him.
Man's on fantasy.
You've got 5 seconds, otherwise you get Jed Spence.
Man's fantasy football.
No.
He's going through fantasy football, going through all the right mids.
Can we swap the left? Nah, you can't even swap the positions, can you?
No, you can't. You came up with that.
4, 3.
Oh, dude, Anthony from United. I'll have to take him.
Oh,
good shout.
I would have taken Jed Spence, to be honest with you.
Jed Spence would have been the guy. Sani, right mid. Where are we going?
Another Brighton player, Solly March. Solid player.
Good shout. Excellent player there as well. Right mid for me, I'm going to go for Riyad Mahrez. 5 goals, 10 assists this season. We've spoken glowingly about him all season long, I would say. Fantastic player. One of the top right midfielders we've ever seen in the Premier League as well. Top 5, top 10 maybe of all time. Now we're going to left wing. Anyone picked left wing before? Sukhi picked Grealish, so he's your left winger, which is fine. Anyone else picks left wing? Nope, that's fine. Sani, start us off. Left wing, where are we going?
Oh, God, I'm torn.
Don't do it.
I was tempted to pick an Arsenal player, but I'm gonna have to go home to Manchester United. I'm going Marcus Rashford as my left winger.
Great shout. Is this his best ever season as a Man United player and the best you've seen him play?
Yeah, well, in terms of output, yes, best. But as a player, I'm always torn with Rashford because I always think like there's always better wingers that produce more on the pitch. There's a reason why Erik ten Hag's been trying to play him down the middle as well. Yes, fine, we haven't been scoring many goals, but I think he's trying to see whether he can play down the middle as well. Because I think as a winger, if he doesn't get his goal or assist, he's not really involved in the game that much, if we're being honest. Yeah. But there's a reason why I was debating whether to put him or another player in. But listen, I'm a Man United fan. If I didn't put one single Man United player in, then my card might need to be revoked there. So Marcus Rashford is my left winger.
Spoiler alert, I was going to pick him as my wild card, but I was like, I can't miss out on my number 9. So I kind of messed up there by picking Casemiro. But then again, it was your choice for that one anyway. Lewis, your first choice for your left midfielder. Are we going to the South Coast, to your favourite player, to everyone's neutral, every neutral fan's favourite player, as you've so eloquently put it in the past, or are we going elsewhere? Where are we going?
We're going elsewhere, mate. And
Ooh,
I think
not your boy, your Japanese boy.
No, well, I've got to have some balance in this team. I do already have 3 Brighton players, so
you're only allowed 2.
Well, VAR. Someone check him. Check him.
No. There you go. Okay. If you want to check it, I will swap Estepinian for Dan Burn.
Brighton last season, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry.
If you want.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's fine.
Is that okay?
That's okay.
Okay. Right. So yeah. So like I said, I can't obviously go there. Definitely can't go there. So again, a player that stepped up this year, young team. I'm going to go for Martinelli for this one. I think that he stepped up this year, big for them, and
great shot.
I think that it's going to be a big year for him next year, especially when he got a bit of a nasty injury at the weekend. So yeah, exciting player. 15
Premier League goals this season, 5 assists from Martinelli as well. His best ever return in the Premier League season. Obviously getting them so far forward from Arsenal's point of view as well. Fantastic player, and obviously was rewarded by a World Cup call-up to Brazil as well. Sukhi, you picked your left midfielder. I will go for my left midfielder, and I will pick... I don't know who I can pick. I can't pick. I don't know. No, I can't pick him because he's played as a striker, so I can't be that guy. You know what? For the sake of variety, I'll go for. No, I can't even go for him. I'm going to go for Kaoru Mitoma. Mitoma's my guy, left midfielder. He's going to complete my team because obviously I've got Harry Kane.
He's done his reaction.
I was building up. I expected Lewis to take him. I can't lie, but Lewis has a fetish for Brighton and Hove Albion, so I'm glad that he actually took over away. But realistically speaking,
there are new Vitesse.
Yeah, it's true. Vitesse is the team. Oh, my days. Nah, Mitoma's my first Brighton player. Yeah, I'm fine. But yeah, Kaoru Mitoma. Lewis has definitely said it earlier this season as well. Every neutral fan's favourite player in the Premier League this season. He's been unreal in terms of what is brought to this Brighton side, potentially getting them into European football, brought them to a FA Cup semi-final as well, and brought the flair and the flavour to Brighton and Hove Albion. That's probably why Sani picked Solly March on the other side as well. Both wingers have been killing it this season for Brighton and Roberto De Zerbi. Danny, finish off with your last left winger for us, please.
I thought I'd gotten away with it there. I thought I got away with that one sneakily. I find, yeah, you know what? I'll have to go to Spurs. I'll have to go Heung-min Son. He's actually got more goals and assists than Mitoma this year, but has had a bad season overall. But yeah, Heung-min Son was my first Spurs player. I was trying to avoid Spurs as much as I can because they stink. But yeah, I'll go Heung-min Son.
I have one Spurs player in my team, and he was obviously my wildcard, Harry Kane. Sani has got Erling Haaland from Manchester City. So we've got Danny, we've got Sukhi, and we've got Lewis to finish off the podcast with their number 9s. Sukhi, take us away with your first choice number 9.
So who's been chosen? Sorry, Haaland and Kane, yeah?
Haaland and Kane.
Cool. I'll take the guy that's just been done in for 8 months. Free my bro. He's locked up. Get him out. Ivan Toney.
Nice shot there.
He ain't done nothing wrong.
Gotta save him. It's not going to be saved at all.
Free, bro.
next Daniel Sturridge, that's what I'm saying. Going to go to Sky Sports after getting his ban. It's crazy to see from Ivan Toney as well. Lewis, finish off. Number 9, something that's Chelsea have been lacking all season long. Who's your number 9 this season, Lewis?
Hey, we've got a number 9 in the Champions League final. Don't hate, bro.
You got a number 9 that won the La Liga as well this season as well.
Exactly.
Nothing personal. Nothing personal.
We're just winners. Even when we don't win, we win.
You win elsewhere, which is crazy. I wish we had that. Amad Diallo can't even win the playoff championship as well. Gets knocked out to Luton. It's crazy. And gets punched by a fan as well. Don't condone that. But yeah, sorry. Who's your number 9, Lewis?
Yeah, so a man, again, I don't want to say gone under the radar because he's had a lot of recent praise, but definitely since his new manager come in, he's been excellent. It's Ollie Watkins.
Great shout.
Tops off my team. Very nice.
Great shout.
And again, his record since Emre's come in has been a joke. And there was a point where I think it ended in March where it was from October. There wasn't a game where he hadn't scored or assisted. So that's just unreal. And yeah, Ollie Watkins.
Ollie Watkins, 14 Premier League goals this season, 6 assists. Salim's favourite player in the Aston Villa team this season as well. I think is going to be someone who could potentially be moving Aston Villa further and further up the table if they build the squad around him properly. And it goes to show how well Aston Villa have done under Unai Emery and how bad Steven Gerrard is as a manager. So yeah, shout out Ollie Watkins for his amazing performances this season. Danny, finalise our draft for us, please. Read out your number 9 and then read out your full starting 11. Well,
first of all, this format stinks because I went last on the left wingers, having to sit there and watch all of you guys take my left wingers. I'm like, oh, cool, it's fine. I'll go first.
Why do you not pick Said Benrahma?
Huh?
No Benrahma? No, for your left wing.
When Moyes decides he's not a bench warmer anymore, then that's when I'll start picking him. So
he would have been good.
Look, when I got the call up today, I come with facts. I come with stats and I come with facts. You can't tell me to pick players, the player or the team of the season, and then tell me to pick Benrahma when Son's outperformed him in goals and assists. Anyway, look, I was going to go with Watkins. I was even thinking about putting Rashford up top. I think someone mentioned it before. As I'm the last person, I can just talk through. I was going to pick Ferguson, but just looking at it now, I wanted that Matoma pick to get away from it. So I'm going to go Callum Wilson. So still 17 goals in a Premier League season where he hasn't been potentially the first choice for a lot of it. So yeah, Callum Wilson as my striker, my number 9, which leaves my team being goalkeeper David De Gea, back 4 of Trippier, Dunk, Thiago Silva, and Rico Henry, midfield 3 of Rice, Gundogan, and Kevin De Bruyne, then Saka on the right, Son on the left, and then Callum Wilson up front. That is a team that would come first in the Premier League. They would win the league. That team, no doubt. I think if you put them in the Champions League as well, they would do a job. So yeah, I think I've won this draft. I do remain undefeated. Thank you very much, everyone.
It's a 0-0 so far in Friday Night Counter-Attacks, so it's going to be a different ball game when our audience decides as well, which is great. Sani, read out your starting 11 for us, please.
Yeah, of course. So Martinez at the back 4 of Tete, Shah, Bella Kotchap, and Zinchenko. Midfield 3 of Rodri, Caicedo, and Morgan Gibbs-White. And then up top, I've got March, Rashford, and Haaland.
Great front three.
Stinks.
Great
Erling
front three.
Has saved your team. Erling Haaland is literally...
Erling Haaland's won him the draft. He won the draft before we started. That's all I'm saying.
Danny's got Thiago Silva and Rico Henry on the left-hand side of his defence, man.
Thank you, Rashford.
Who's your right winger? Who's your right winger?
Right wing is Anthony.
I'm fine then, aren't I?
So can you read out your team for us?
We're good. We're good in the East. We're good on the West.
So can you read out your team back to front for us?
Funny.
Yeah, cool. I got Raya, David Raya goal, Wan-Bissaka, Kanji, Gabriel, Anton Robinson left back, and then Thomas Partey, Willock, Bruno Fernandes, and then up front, Anthony on the right, Ivan Toney up through the middle, and then Grealish on the left.
Nice shout. Lewis, one more time from your side.
Yeah, one more time, and let me just state something. All yours are shit in comparison. So just putting that out there.
I've never seen you so aggressive like that.
Just so in net, Kayla Navas, Kyle Walker at right back, Sven Botman and Levi Colwell at centre half, Dan Burn at left back, Paulinho as my defensive mid, Alexis McAllister in there with Martin Odegaard, and then a front three of Gabriel Martinelli, Mohamed Salah, and Ollie Watkins. So yeah, that is the correct one.
I mean, I'm the one that's editing this, so I know for a fact this is the best one. Alisson's in net from Liverpool, Reece James at right back, William Saliba, Lisandro Martinez, Alex Moreno, I can't say that with chest, I can't lie, sorry, Salim. Casemiro, Bruno Gomes, James Maddison in my midfield, Riyad Mahrez on the right, Harry Kane, my bagsman up front, number 9, Kaoru Mitoma completes my team, which I would say. Right, everyone, thank you very much for your time today. Sani, Sports Guy, thank you very much. Check him out. Lewis on the Cookie Pod. Do check him out. Next Up Academy with Danny. Do check them out as well. Sukhi, I'll see you next week for a little special trip that we've arranged. We're not going to reveal anything yet. It's going to be a surprise, so I'm looking forward to it. Everyone, thank you very much for your time, for listening. Everyone, thank you very much for joining us today. It's been great fun and a great pleasure. More of these over the summer. I'm looking forward to it. Take care and goodbye.
Peace.
Peace.